Hi everyone and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. This is a reading to see why the person on your mind has not been speaking to you. So if you are in a no contact situation, this should shed some light on what is going on. Also, I have mini readings up on Etsy, so if I have not had the opportunity to work with you or you would like to work with me, they are very cost effective, so you might want to check those out. All right, this is collective, so it should resonate for everyone. Let's see what we got. 3 of Pentacles, bottom of the deck. 3 of Cups reversed for why your person isn't speaking to you. So it's looking like this person feels like you would ignore them for sure. There's an energy here of them feeling like you don't want to reconcile with them or you wouldn't be happy to hear from them. There's still a lot of love here though, but it does look like they've done something that they feel like you would be really upset about. And so there's an energy of them avoiding having to have a discussion with you about what that is. I feel like this person tried to do something else with someone else because I'm seeing your separation with the 3 of Swords. But then we have them moving on either very quickly or acting like they're fine. And it looks like they jumped into something new with someone else, but they hadn't given it much thought. They were really just trying to upset you is what this looks like here because of the Queen of Wands reversed. 5 of Wands. Okay, so this person thought you had a lot of options and they wanted you to feel like they do too. It seems like for some reason they thought you were just going to come back to them very easily. Like they offered you an Ace of Pentacles and they were expecting you to come in with the rest of the Pentacles to make this 10, right? And I feel like when you didn't do that, they felt like it wasn't because of anything they did wrong. It was because you had other people that maybe you were interested in or you were talking to someone else. And so they very abruptly took that as an ending instead of trying to like put in more work, which I think is what you wanted with what I'm seeing here. It looks like when they offered maybe to hang out or they asked how you were doing, because I'm seeing them maybe having reached out to you at some point, or maybe this is when you were on better terms. It seems like they were giving the bare minimum, right? And I feel like you've seen this from this person before, so you didn't jump into spending time with them, right? Maybe they invited you to hang out and you kind of took your time either to reply or you were working on something else because I'm seeing you working on yourself. So it's very possible that you didn't take the invitation and then they very abruptly left. Now, if this person didn't invite you to do something or try to get a hold of you, then it seems like you started to scale back what you were giving them because you felt like you had already gone as far as you needed to go. And then they were supposed to pick up the slack and they didn't. And instead of them giving you what they should have given you, it seems like they very abruptly did something else because they felt the disconnect from you. They felt like you weren't trying anymore. So this is somebody that's kind of spoiled. Like they're used to you always being the one to give. And it looks like when you didn't do that, right, regardless of whether or not you didn't pick up their offer or you stopped giving to them, because it looks like there's 2 storylines here. This person kind of threw a temper tantrum and they went off and tried to do something else. And it's in the 3 of Pentacles stage. So if this person has been gone from you for a long time or not speaking to you for a long time, they haven't really found a way to replace the energy that you give them. It feels like everything that they're creating isn't really working out for them. And that too could be a big reason why they haven't come back into your life, because they are still working on something else. It looks like with someone else, but it's also not working. So not only have they been apart from you and given what they should have given to you to a different person, but they have nothing to show for it, and they're very well aware of that. So there's some fears around speaking to you because they haven't done anything, right? It's like they went off and they created nothing in the time that you haven't been speaking to them. When I'm looking at what they're hoping to accomplish by not reaching out, the Magician in the reverse, so they want you to feel like you don't have a way to be with them, right? They're kind of trying to make you desperate or make you feel the way that they feel, right? There's an energy of feeling like you gave up on them. And so they want you to feel that same feeling, right? Of like, this isn't going to happen for me. I wasn't enough. I wasn't good enough. I didn't have what it takes. They're very much kind of toxic with this. They want to put you in this really low vibe of like not being enough, not being good enough. And it really is manipulation, right? They're hoping that if they're silent for a long time, you won't know what they're doing, and that'll trigger you to perhaps reach out to them or to feel like they've moved on. So this is very strategic for those of you who this is resonating with. This person is thinking very heavily about you, so has a lot of feelings towards you, but they're being very strategic in the way that they're dealing with you. So maybe in the past, you had expressed that communication was important to you. And because they know that, they're making sure to try to keep you guessing. But what I'll say about that is this person is actually not doing very good in their life. So in some ways, they don't want to tell you what's going on, because if you knew what was going on, then you wouldn't feel what they're trying to get you to feel, right? You wouldn't be wondering or thinking like, what if they're happy without me? Because they're not, right? This has depression all over it. Four of Cups coming out for how no contact is affecting them. So whatever they're working on, it's like they're still sad over you, right? They're still thinking very heavily about you, hoping that there's a possibility for some sort of reconciliation. It's like they don't see anyone but you, and they have offers. It kind of feels like if this person is dating or in a relationship, the person that keeps offering to them is trying to figure out like, why are you here? Why are you with me if you don't want anything to do with me? Because I feel like what they're trying to create is a show, right? They need a person to act this out with, like, I'm so happy, life is so good. But what you don't know is that they really are just kind of sitting around moping about you, to the point that I think whoever they're dealing with is starting to get frustrated. It's like maybe they go really hot with somebody so that they can put up pictures, or they can make it very public that they're fine. And then when they're alone with that person and they're not taking photos, it's like they don't even speak to them, or they don't interact with them, right? It's very public situation, but behind closed doors, it's like they're strangers. And I think that's kind of the very opposite for you, because what it's looking like over here is when this person was with you in the private, they were very engaged with everything that you were saying or with the things that you were doing, but perhaps they weren't publicly sharing that. And that could have been something that upset you at one point. And so that's why they're doing what they're doing, like trying to make it look like they're so happy. Look at all my photos, look at the dinner we went to. Because even if they were doing things with you where they were happy, or you two were going out, they never let anybody know, right? And so it's this extra way to dig at you, to try to upset you, okay? So I don't want you to fall for that, because this person is trying. It's like they're working to try to get you to feel stupid in a lot of ways. With this Three of Pentacles, I see that they're working on a situation with someone else, but they're still working on a situation with you, and because of that, they don't have either, because the person that they're dealing with is getting sick of them being checked out. You're sick of them not communicating or showing up. And so this person is just kind of spinning their wheels, right? Tower in the reverse for how they think no contact is affecting you. So they know that the longer they go without speaking to you, the more you look at them as being just super toxic. They feel like hopefully if they don't talk to you, eventually you'll become so obsessed with them, obsessed with wondering what's going on with them, that you will come towards them, right? That you're going to have to say something, because it's just going to piss you off that you're being ignored. It's like they think the longer this happens, the more will build up, and eventually you'll just kind of explode, and you'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why don't you talk to me? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? That's what they want, right? Because at this point, like, any attention is better than no attention. And so I would say just be very mindful of that, right? There is also an energy of them knowing that it could go either way, because they feel like the longer they don't talk to you, there's also a possibility that you might heal and forget about them, right? So they're kind of like playing Russian roulette here, because they're like, okay, hopefully my person will get super obsessed with me and they'll end up needing to reach out and confront me, right? Because they'll see me doing all these things that I know will trigger them if they're watching. Or it could go the other way and they might just heal and think I'm super toxic and feel like they avoided a big disaster dealing with me, right? And so I think what's interesting is they're hoping that their manipulation will fuel you into speaking to them. But in all honesty, the longer it goes for them, the harder it is, because they're starting to think that it might be having the opposite effect on you, where you're really just healing and getting your life together and you're not thinking about them. And so they're in this weird state of affairs at this moment where they're trying to figure out what they should do. They're thinking about their future. I think at one point, this person thought they could very easily replace you. And that's kind of what I was seeing down here. This very like, well, if you don't give me what I want, I'll just get it somewhere else. I don't need to try harder with you. I'll just find somebody that'll do what you want. Well, now, future intentions, 4 of Wands reversed, wherever they are, they don't like that person enough to keep putting up with the situations that they're going through, right? If whatever you had with this person was kind of tumultuous or you argue sometimes, they actually really loved you, so it wasn't as big of a problem. Whereas whoever they're with now, it's like they are constantly bickering over small things. They're looking at their situation and they're like, I don't like this person enough to deal with what's going on, right? And it's small stuff. This isn't even like big things that it looks like are an issue, right? But now this person has like served their usefulness, right? They use them to try to make you jealous. And then when you didn't get jealous, this is like at its expiration date, because this person has no purpose in their life anymore. And so they're starting to get very frustrated with whoever this is, right? There's an energy of them wanting to be unencumbered from this situation, wanting to go do something else, leave this behind. And they've really been comparing this person to you a lot lately. It looks like they've even tried talking to people outside of whoever this person is, in hopes that maybe they just picked the wrong person to replace you. So they might not even be faithful to this person. They were trying so hard to find something that reminded them of you. And I think whoever this is was very dysregulated, very unbalanced. And so they were okay with your person gaslighting them, right? Because that's kind of weird. That's kind of love bomby. If like you just start talking to somebody and all of a sudden you're like, the love of my life, my future husband, my future wife. Like if somebody's gonna receive that kind of attention, there's probably something going on inside of them, because they're not saying like, bro, I just met you 2 months ago. They're like, yay, my new whatever, right? So like this person they attracted is kind of unhinged already. And they're frustrated because the passion is gone, the thrill is gone. So they're bickering, right? And because of that, it feels like your person has actually stepped out on whoever this is, or is entertaining the idea of other people, because they're starting to wonder like, okay, is it just the person that I picked to make you jealous, or is it everybody? Is there any way I could find another you without having to actually deal with you, because I know I've messed up so bad, right? I am seeing this person intending to leave where they are because they're not happy. I feel like this person thinks about the future, but I'm not seeing them make any action towards you at this time, simply because they're going to try to test this theory again. Okay, they feel like they've done so much to you that they couldn't speak to if they wanted to. So it's more the energy of like, maybe the next one won't be so messed up. Maybe the next one won't be so crazy. Maybe if I can just start fresh with someone else and I'm a little more choosy, right? I could find a way to replace the person that I miss so much without actually having to confront them and deal with them and hear, what a piece of crap I've been, because I know I've been a piece of crap. So there's a lot of avoidance here in regards to your situation. I'm not seeing this person taking much action towards you. I do feel like they're going to move away from whoever they're with, though, and probably go back to being single for a while and see how that affects you, is what this looks like to me. It's almost the energy of like them deciding if they reject someone publicly, that might make them more attractive to you. And then if they just do nothing but make it public that they're no longer in a relationship, maybe then you will come back towards them, right? Because at this point they're just feeling really low, and they're not above making people feel bad to feel better about themselves at this time. Let me get you an oracle message for this person. Now, tomorrow I'm going to release a video where I look at every sign you could be dealing with so that we can get some cards to see if they'll be contacting you in the month of November. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe to the channel, or check back tomorrow. All right. Yeah, right. New beginning coming out sideways. This person's very unsure whether or not you would give them the time of day, but also maybe if they start fresh with someone else, right? They seem to have some kind of flawed logic, is what this is looking like to me. They're just operating out of their fear mind right now, but they're also fearful of you. They're fearful of what you would say or if you would want anything to do with them. All right, so you got only time will tell. New beginning, a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So it's very possible you'll be meeting someone new. I feel like this person, I don't know how many cycles they're going to have to go through of trying to replace you before they realize that you're irreplaceable. But you also got sacred union, honor and treasure your relationship, for it's truly sacred. And this is my twin flame card, so it's very possible you're dealing with like a twin flame connection. But the bottom of your deck says soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. So for those of you that are getting sick of this person, right, this is a message for you that it seems like there is someone a lot more stable and solid that's coming into your life if you are open to it, right? And that's entirely up to you. All right, this has been your no contact reading. Come back tomorrow for the all signs, and I will speak to you then. Bye.